Genesis chapter 16. Verse 1. Now these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Verse 2. And Abraham begot Isaac. Verse 3. And Abraham took another wife named Keturah. Verse 4. And she bare him Zimran, and Jokshan, and Medan, and Midian, and Ishbak, and Shua. Verse 5. And Jokshan begot Sheba, and Dedan. And the sons of Dedan were Ashurim, and Letushim, and Lumim. Historical context. The chapter lists the descendants of Isaac, who is one of the main patriarchs in the Bible. Verse 6. And the sons of Midian, Ephraim, and Epher, and Hanok, and Abithah, and Eldah. All these were the children of Keturah. Verse 7. And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac. Verse 8. But unto the sons of his concubines, that Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts, and sent them away from Isaac his son, while he yet lived. Verse 9. And the sons of Abraham's concubines were born in Haran, and these are their names, the son of the daughter of Dan, and the son of the daughter of Abraham, her name was Maleth, and she bore Mansur. Verse 10. And yet the sons of the concubine of Abraham's were born in Aram Naharaim, for they said unto Esau our father's brother, Give us a charge concerning thee with our sister, and we will be thy servants. Historical context. The tribes listed here are thought to be associated with the Arabian Peninsula and are often mentioned as allies or vassals of Israel in biblical accounts. Genesis chapter 17. Verse 1. And when Abram was 90 years old and 9, the Lord appeared unto him, and said unto him, I am the Almighty God, walk before me, and be thou perfect. Verse 2. And I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly. Verse 3. And Abram fell on his face, and God talked with him, saying. Verse 4. As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Verse 5. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee. Historical context. In ancient Mesopotamian culture, it was common for monarchs to establish dynasties and pass on their legacy to future generations, highlighting the significance of God's covenant with Abraham. Verse 6. And as for Sarai thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be. Verse 7. And I will bless her, and give thee a son also of her, yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations, kings of peoples shall be of her. Verse 8. Then Abraham fell upon his face, and laughed, and said in his heart, Shall any child be born unto him that is 100 years old? And shall Sarah, that is 90 years old, bear? Verse 9. And Abraham said unto God, O that Ishmael might live in thy sight. Historical context. Ishmael, as the firstborn son of Abraham, held a significant position within his household and tribe, emphasizing the importance of Isaac's conception in this chapter. Verse 10. But God said unto him, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. Verse 11. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee, behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly, 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. Verse 12. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah thy wife shall bear unto thee. Verse 13. And as for Ishmael, God said unto Abraham, By this shall Abraham's seed know that he is the Son of God, but as for Ishmael, he and his seed after him shall be the sons of God, to whom the promise was made. Historical context. In ancient Near Eastern cultures, promises were often sealed through ritualistic covenants that bound parties together in a sacred agreement, illustrating the spiritual significance of God's covenant with Abraham. Verse 14. And the Lord said unto Abraham, As for Sarai thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarah is her name. Verse 15. Neither let it be called Bara, neither let the name of her mother be Abhara. Thou shalt not also call her name Jezreel, and to him that hath restored cities shall Abraham utter a name. Verse 16. And God said unto Abraham, As for Ishmael, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. Verse 17. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah thy wife shall bear unto thee. Verse 18. And Abraham said unto God, O that Ishmael might live in thy sight. Historical context. The practice of offering sacrifices to appease gods and maintain divine favor was widespread among ancient Near Eastern cultures. However, the biblical account emphasizes the unique nature of God's covenant with Abraham. Verse 19. And God said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. Verse 20. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee, behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. Verse 21. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah thy wife shall bear unto thee. Verse 22. And he left off talking with him, and God went up from Abraham. Verse 23. And Abraham took Ishmael his son, and all born in his house, and all that were bought with his money, every male among the men of Abraham's house, and circumcised the flesh of their foreskin in the selfsame day, as God had said unto him. Historical context. Circumcision was a common practice among ancient Near Eastern cultures to mark membership within a particular group or nation, further emphasizing the significance of God's covenant with Abraham through this ritual. Verse 24. And Abraham was 90 years old and 9, when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. Verse 25. And Ishmael his son was 13 years old, when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. Verse 26. In the selfsame day was Abraham circumcised, and Ishmael his son. Verse 27. And all the men of his house, born in the house, and bought with money of strangers, were circumcised with him. Historical context. The emphasis on universal participation within God's covenant highlights its transformative power and inclusive nature. Verse 28. And Ishmael his son was 13 years old, when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. Verse 29. And Abraham and Ishmael his son were circumcised that selfsame day. Verse 30. And all the men of his house were circumcised, and God sealed the covenant which he made with Abraham, saying. Verse 31. Marvelous things shall he show thee of thy seed, and of his posterity, and shall establish the oath which he sware unto thy fathers. Verse 32. When thou shalt be at rest and secure from all danger. Historical context. Ancient Near Eastern cultures often used covenants as instruments to ensure long-term stability and security within a kingdom or community, illustrating God's promise